Hello and welcome to World Now. We start off in Africa, where Rwanda-backed rebels known as M23 have captured the key city of Goma in the Democratic Republic of Congo, causing what the United Nations describes as mass panic among the 2 million people living there. At least 13 foreign peacekeepers have been killed in clashes with the rebels, and we have details in this report.
Goma is the regional capital of North Kivu and home to more than 1 million people. Sitting on the border with Rwanda and on the shores of Lake Kivu, it is a vital trading and transport hub that is within reach of mining towns supplying metals and minerals in high demand, such as gold, tin and coltan, a key ingredient in making mobile phones. The M23 briefly took over Goma during the rebellion in 2012, but withdrew after a peace deal was brokered. The rebels announced the city's capture in a statement minutes before a 48-hour deadline imposed by the group for the Congolese army to surrender their weapons expired. The war between a government coalition and the M23 has been going on since 2021. The rebels urge residents of Goma to remain calm and for members of the Congolese military to assemble at the Central Stadium. However, thousands of people are fleeing as fighting escalates in the city. Several sites on the outskirts of the city, sheltering more than 300,000 displaced people, were completely emptied out in the space of a few hours. The UN says key roads surrounding Goma are blocked, cutting off vital access points, while the city's airport is paralyzed, halting all evacuation and humanitarian efforts. There have also been reports of a mass escape from prison in Goma, with some videos being shared online appearing to show prisoners fleeing. According to report, the prison holding 3,000 inmates was totally torched, and the jailbreak resulted in death. One of the videos shared online appears to show people running from a building on fire. There are shouts from people and gunshots can be heard. Many parts of Goma have been cut off from power. The situation is growing more desperate by the hour as aid and escape routes are brought to a standstill. The UN's World Food Programme has been forced to pause its operations in Goma and the wider North Kivu region. In a statement on social media platform X, the WFP said it had made the move due to the escalation in violence. It added that 800,000 people in North Kivu rely on vital food and nutrition assistance. The rebels earlier said that they would march on Goma if Congolese government forces do not lay down their weapons. The conflict escalated last week after the rebels captured new territory, followed by the killing of North Kivu's military governor, Peter Kirimwami, and threatened to march on Goma.
Now, for more on the rising tension in the Democratic Republic of Congo, global affairs analyst Amuda Musibudi joins me from Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Amuda, thank you so much for joining us. This is almost like what we saw in Syria in terms of how quickly the rebels advanced. Why was the M23 able to gain rapid advance in Goma?
Thank you so much. First, we must understand that Goma is the capital city of, the northern Kivu, North Kivu, and which also has a predominant Tutsi population. Now, M23 itself is a predominantly Tutsi-led group. And of course, there have been allegations that it is ably backed by the Rwandan and Ugandan governments, who also have a sizable Tutsi population. So it is therefore expected that these Tutsi dominated or predominated rebel group, it has a predominance. And so it's easy to overrun the government in that province. And I think that explains why we've had this ease, this almost seeming ease in the way the M23 group, rebel group, has been able to overrun what we have as the government of DR Congo. Don't also forget that North Kivu also shares a level of proximity to Rwanda, so you can have reconnaissance coming from Rwanda or the Rwandan army to this rebel group, whom there are already allegations are ably backed by the Rwanda government. So that explains why it's easy for them to, overrun North Kivu and, of course, gain entry into Goma, the capital city, so easily.
You're right about the allegations coming from DR Congo to Rwanda, accusing the country of trying to annex part of the eastern of the east of the country, and they say it is to exploit vast minerals in that region. But is DR Congo about to become another Sudan or Ukraine?
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I was asking you if you think that DR Congo could become another Sudan or Ukraine.
It's highly possible. Now, if you look at the history of DR Congo, since 1996, after the end of the Hutu Tutsi crisis in Rwanda, the whole of DR Congo has been, engulfed in crisis. We had, the first Congo War, and then another one in 98, and so on. We eventually saw the end of Mobutu Sese Seko, the arrival of Joseph Kabila, who was ably helped by the Rwandan government. And when Kabila came on board, also, of course,
all right.
With Kigali. And we also saw how that led the murder and assassination of Joseph Kabila, the coming to power with a population of wins already. Of course, we know that these have said that what we have in Congo is in the world at the moment. So it definitely, it's almost
all right, Amuda, I do have to let you go because of the connection challenges coming from your end. If we can reconnect with you before the end of this program, we will. Thank you so much, Amuda Musibudi, Global Affairs Analyst. All right, I understand that Amuda is back. We'll just try one more time and see how network cooperates. Amuda, you were speaking to the issue of whether Sudan was, DR Congo was going to become another Sudan, or whether it's or Ukraine. But I wanted us to talk about the various armed groups that have been competing with central authorities for power in that country, just because of the fortune of that country. And we also are now hearing that there have been reports also of mass prison break in that country. I just wanted to, what all of this, means and how it complicates security situation there.
Okay, now I think we must understand this. Any country,
all right, Amuda, thank you so much for your time. We'll be speaking with Global Affairs Analyst Amuda Musibudi, who clearly has a network challenge. Thank you, Amuda. As we move on out to other stories on the African continent, this time in North Africa, where Sudan's army chief has visited his headquarters in the capital, Khartoum, 2 days after forces recaptured the building, which had been encircled by paramilitary fighters since the war erupted in April 2023. The army's recapture of the General Command of the Armed Forces is its biggest victory in the capital since reclaiming Omdurman, Khartoum's twin city on the Nile's west bank, nearly a year ago. The army had on Friday merged troops stationed in Khartoum, North and Omdurman, with forces at the headquarters, breaking the siege of both the Signal Corps in Khartoum, North, and the General Command just south across the Nile River. Since the early days of the war, when the paramilitary rapid support forces quickly spread through Khartoum, the military had to supply its troops inside the headquarters via airdrops. Sudan's army chief, Israeli hostage, Abel Yehud. We have more in this report.